Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'll be setting up my bullet journal for November. I had so much fun with this theme even though I still don't know what to call this theme. If I had to describe it, it would be cozy fall, not quite winter vibes with tea and other hot drinks. Right now we are making the cover page starting with this big cozy sweater. The only fine liner I use for this entire setup is this Sakura Pigma Micron in 0.1. Yeah, I only just realized this after I finished setting up these pages that I only use one fine liner and one nib size for the entire thing. I am doing these little lines to resemble stitches and forming it into a checkered pattern. This theme is actually heavily inspired by something really exciting I'm working on. Yeah, I may or may not be working on my own stickers and might be starting a small business. Hopefully, if everything goes according to plan, I can share what I've been working on with you in a few days' time. In less than a week, hopefully. And if you are watching this video a bit after it has been published, then the news might already be out. Instagram will be the first place I will be announcing this, so feel free to follow me there. It is linked down below, and I will of course share this on this YouTube channel as well. Even though this month's theme is heavily fall inspired, I actually live somewhere where there are no seasons. It doesn't get cold, maybe in like the northern parts of the country. It does get down to single digits sometimes in the winter months, but yeah, in the central parts, in the capital city where I live, it is hot and tropical and humid all year round, and I absolutely hate it. It probably sounds like a dream to some people, like hot and sunny all year round, that is perfect, right? Like, no, it is sweaty and uncomfortable. It regularly goes up to 40 degrees, and being hot every day is not fun. You walk outside and the heat literally like hits you in the face. So I only ever experience full fall foliage when I go traveling, and that is why I really love traveling, especially in the colder months. It is nice to walk outside and not be hot all the time. And my skin improves so much as well every time I go traveling because it is able to relax and take a break from this extreme heat I experience every day. Here I am writing the November title with a Tombow dual brush pen, and as you can probably see, I made a little mistake there, but this can easily be fixed with a white gel pen. If you bullet journal and are scared of making mistakes, don't be. Everyone makes mistakes, and having a white gel pen at hand can help you to cover up mistakes like these, or if the mistake is really big, then you can cover it up with like a piece of paper. I used to be so scared of mistakes to the point where I will hold off starting a spread, but now I'm so unbothered by it, and I think mistakes adds more character to your bullet journal in a way. For this setup, I used color pencils to color in the drawings. I had so much fun, like it felt like my bullet journal was a coloring book, and I only picked a few colors, mostly browns, yellow, red, and green. That was why in the beginning of the video I described this theme as fall, not quite winter. The green and the red really reminded me of Christmas, so yeah. Moving on to the quote page, I am making a quote page this month. I didn't do one for October and I kind of miss it, so we are doing a quote page for November. The quote I chose is, "Find joy in the simple things and life will always be fulfilling." I use these stamps to stamp out some of the words in combination with just writing it with the same point 0.1 fine liner. I told you I used this pen for the entire setup, and I chose this quote because I felt like I have been so negative lately, mostly because there were many things happening which caused me to, I don't know, have lots of negative thoughts, I guess. About 2 weeks ago, maybe, my auntie brewed a fresh pot of tea, and I just sat down and enjoyed just a cup of tea, and it was so calming and nice. And it is something really simple, but it was something I really needed amongst all the chaos that was happening, and I want to appreciate more simple things like these, so I thought this quote was really fitting. We are moving on to the next spread, which is the monthly calendar. We are starting out with drawing the calendar grid itself, which I am doing these disconnected lines. I don't know if there's a word for it, but the lines are not continuous is what I meant to say. I did these lines for my last weekly spread of October and I really like them, so I wanted to do them for my November setup. It makes it look as though your spread has more going on than there actually is, and I think these lines are easier to do than getting a perfectly straight continuous line. It makes the entire spread looks softer and more airy as well, which I love. I am cutting the right page because this is going to be a Dutch door spread. I kind of went crazy with the Dutch doors this month. Pretty much all the beginning monthly spreads are Dutch doors except for the cover and quote pages that we just did. We are lettering the November title and we'll be drawing some decorations on this left side as well, which will also be visible from the other page when we flip over the Dutch door. That is one benefit of doing a Dutch door. Not only is it fun to make, but it also saves you from having to do many decorations on many pages. At first, I was gonna do the same cursive font as the title page, but I changed my mind and did these lines instead, which I'm glad I did because I really like how it turned out. Even though using coloring pencils was fun, my hand was really hurting when I finished with the setup. I guess it's because when you're using markers, you can fill out an area quite quickly because the nib is much larger, and ink is also smoother to write with and there's less friction there, so you don't have to push as hard. Here in the bottom corner, I am drawing a little pumpkin pie or a cake. I don't know, I love pumpkins. I think they are absolutely delicious, and if you don't like pumpkins, I don't hate you, but I love pumpkins. This section is for notes. I love having a place to write down random notes and tasks that do not fall on a specific day. That can go in here as well. And I drew these broken up lines again for the box and then stamped the word notes onto the top left corner of the box. At the top of the boxes of the calendar, I am doing these lines across, alternating between a light and dark cream color for each row, and this is going to be where I will write in the dates. I stamped just the first letter of the days of the weeks at the top of each column, and I made a mistake again. I stamped the letter T on the wrong column. It's supposed to be Wednesday. I don't know how that happened, but that's totally fine. I just went over it with a white gel pen and will then be stamping the right letter on top of it. But while waiting for the white gel pen to dry, I wrote in the dates in the highlighted space we just created. In the empty spaces at the top and bottom of the calendar, I just put down some washi tape to fill the space, and these are all empty tapes. And that is it for the calendar. The next spread is also a calendar, but it will be my content calendar. I've been trying to post more consistently and just more in general here on YouTube and also on Instagram. I am a full-time student and I also work multiple jobs, and it means that sometimes content I want to post does get pushed back a little bit if something urgent comes up, but I do want to change that. I want to make it so that the Jam and Butter YouTube channel and Instagram are non-negotiables. It's a priority and other things can wait. I do really need to learn to say no, or at least learn to negotiate with other people. Right now, if someone asks me, my employer asks me if I can get something done by this day, by tomorrow, I'll say, yes I can, which is not a good thing because then I'll be sacrificing something else like my sleep or posting content, and then I'll end up being really unhappy. So yeah, I really need to do something about it. And I haven't talked about this spread at all yet, so yeah, let's talk about it. I did a very simple mini calendar, which is just 2 by 2 grid spaces, and then I have a section for YouTube videos, shorts, Instagram, and on the right side I made 3 boxes for my goals and tasks I need to do this month and things for next month. I stamped out content on top of the calendar, but it didn't stamp out properly, so I just fixed it with the fine liner, and then I am drawing these little circles to write the date in when I schedule my content. For Instagram, instead of the dots, I drew these lines across on just Saturday and Sunday to help break up the page a little bit. I am so excited to use this spread and hopefully become more consistent and grow this little community we have going on. At first, this was all I had planned for this spread, but it kind of looked a little too simple, so I added 2 more little doodles on each side of the content title here. That's it for the calendars, and the next set of spreads are all of my trackers. I went ahead and cut all of these pages off camera because we do not need to see 5 minutes of me struggling. I don't know why cutting pages in notebooks is this difficult. I'm fine with cutting paper. I'm quite good at cutting paper, but when one side of the paper is bound to a spine, I struggle so much. For this month's mood tracker, I'm doing a scarf with the same stitch pattern as the sweater on the cover page. And before we set up all the other trackers, let's draw on the decorations for these pages. It is a little awkward as I am drawing on the edge of the page, which I find to be very difficult. I do not enjoy drawing or writing near the edge of a notebook because I don't know where to rest my hand. I do eventually turn my notebook so that my hands have somewhere to rest. Please tell me in the comments if you also struggle with this so that I know I am not the only one. I also included a mini calendar in this section here because it just helps me identify which day of the week I'm on. When you just have a list of numbers going down, sometimes you don't remember which day it is, and I found that last month when I was filling in my trackers, I often flipped to other pages that do have a calendar on them just to double check the dates and the day. So this month I just included the calendar here, so I won't have to flip the pages around and my life will be a lot easier. You guys probably don't know, or maybe you do, I don't know, but these spreads were filmed quite a bit later than the other ones because I had a doctor's appointment. I needed to get some blood tests done and literally just came home and continued to film. So in some shots you can see the band-aid on my hand. Yeah, I'm fine. Just a little hospital visit. For some of the details, I just used the white gel pen directly on top of the color pencils because it shows up so much better than just using a white coloring pencil, and I can't be bothered to just leave the space blank and not color it in because that's a lot of work, so the white gel pens were super handy for this setup. Making these spreads and drawing all of these mugs and teapot really made me want to get up and make some tea. After the decorations, I am drawing the mini calendars for the habit trackers. Again, I use that broken up lines. Yeah, I'm obsessed at the moment. I am making a lot of calendars this month. Is that a lot? I don't know. For me, tracking 7 things is a lot, but for some people it might not be. As I said, I just went to the doctors and they might give me new medication or I might need to stick to certain things. I'm not sure yet, but I do want to have space to track those things as well. At the space at the top here, I am drawing 2 books stacked on top of each other. One of the habits I'll track might be reading, I don't know. But I just love drawing books. I think they are really relatively easy to draw as well. They are just like flat, elongated cubes with a bit more detail. Here I just want to show you my adorable pencil sharpener, which I had for maybe 10-11 years. The nose broke off some time ago because I'm pretty sure I dropped it somewhere, but I still love it and it's adorable. I can be such a sentimental person, and like being unbothered by mistakes in my bullet journal, I am also unbothered by the effects or wear and tear of the things I own. I think it tells a story and adds to the character of the item. When I do let go of things, I like to make sure they are going to a good home. But of course, if something is used to the point where it's unusable, then we do have to part ways. Using the stamps again, I stamped on Habit Tracker. I did a particularly horrible job at stamping on Habit Tracker. I swear I'm not normally this bad. I then highlighted the top of each mini calendar. This is where I'll be writing in each habit I will be tracking. I then also stamped on mood here. I did a little better this time, but still not perfect. I then made these 4 little circles at the bottom for each different mood. I like to have an even number of different moods I can pick from so that I am forced to pick between like a slightly good or a slightly bad day and never allowed to just be in the middle, which really helps with reflecting on my day and how I'm actually feeling. The next tracker I'm making is a sleep tracker. I am definitely an early bird. I will naturally wake up kind of early. It doesn't matter how late I go to bed, I will still wake up early. I can force myself to sleep in until maybe 8 in the morning if I went to bed like super late and I feel like my body needs more sleep. But after 8, if I wake up after 8, then I would just feel slow and weirdly tired for the whole day. And having a busy life means that sometimes I don't get enough sleep. Having a sleep tracker really helps me with actually seeing how much or how little sleep I'm getting. And if I see that maybe I've been having a few sleepless nights, then I know that I can't work late today and I have to go to bed early. At the top, I stamped on sleep tracker, and I actually did a pretty decent job this time around. Way better than habit tracker, and you'll see in a moment that I only included 29 days here. I didn't measure it out properly and it was a bit frustrating, but yeah, I decided to I'm just gonna include the 30th with December's setup because I will be filling it out on the 1st of December anyway, so in a way, it kind of makes sense to include the 30th with December's setup. We are now working on the last tracker, which is my water intake tracker. The layout is exactly the same as the sleep tracker, but this time I made sure to draw it one more grid space longer than my pencil sketch so that I have space for 30 days. In the top row, I again colored it in with this cream color and wrote in the amount of water in each section. For a little bit of decoration on top, I am drawing another mug and using a white gel pen to add in the details. To the side, I am making 5 little circles to be different types of drinks. I am tracking water, coffee, tea, sugary drinks, and alcohol. Before writing in the dates on the side, I am painting the tabs with 2 different shades of green. I jumped around so much setting up these last few threads. It was a headache to voice over. I hope it's not confusing for you because even I was like, Jamie, what are you doing? I guess my mind was not thinking straight, so I was jumping around a lot. And with the dates written in, we are done with this setup. Here's a flip through of all the spreads we did today. If you would like to see weekly spreads I will be making in this theme, you can head over to my Instagram link down below because I will be sharing reels of them there and also announcing the secret project I've been working on. It would mean the world to me even if you just go check it out. I would be the happiest person on earth. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. Have a wonderful day or night. Bye.